topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning, Illinois. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show. This is our 16th year of providing you top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. For basically the last 4 years, you have asked us to add a show on Medicare. The only problem is we had no openings. So this year I said I am going to make an opening for a Medicare show for Illinois. We found one of the top companies in this area, and it's called Health Journey EMS. Let me welcome Kylie Malden Adams. Good morning, Kylie.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Look, listen to this. She's got a happy face on her. She's got so much energy, and it just makes the show so much easier. We actually, listen to this, Kylie. I actually held this off because I like to get a surprise look for our YouTube. Our last show we did, we had a lady who wrote us who heard your show, and she said, I've had the same agent for 4 years. And after listening to Kylie, I am changing over this year, and I will be calling her office. I thought that was amazing.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
That's
we
my
gave her
goal.
your phone number and your email address, but that was just like amazing because, listen, I know what it's like having a bad agent. I had one, I shared that with you, who did basically nothing. And it turns out that Kylie works with Humana, and that's who I'm with. I mean, I had no idea until we did our first show.
Yeah.
So it wasn't because Kylie works with Humana. And I got to tell you, Kylie, I love Humana. They are amazing.
That's awesome. That is awesome to hear. And I'm so glad we were able to reach someone who was compelled and felt like they wanted to contact me. It's my goal.
You did a great job for your first show.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you.
the name of your company is Health Journey EMS. You've got an incredible background. Tell people about your background.
Sure, I'm happy to. So I tell people, I am decorated with credentials, and I'm proud of that for sure. The most thing that I am proud about, though, is being in the Medicare space where I can help people understand their benefits. But my background really is I am a born and bred Illinoisan. So I did all of my schooling here. I went to Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, Illinois. Go Salukis. And got, believe it or not, my bachelor's is in English. Pretty broad, right? But really just capturing the English language and also being a technical writer, right? And that's important for any type of corporate position. And then later, as life would have it, I had some very serious life events that happened. The first one was that my mom got very, very, very ill right when I had my daughter, my baby girl, who is now 13 years old. But right when I had her, She ended up having to go to the ICU. She spent the first 8 years of her life in the hospital.
Oh,
And
gosh.
yeah, it was a very tough time. And my mother was also in the ICU right after I had a C-section. So I was literally going from Rush Hospital, for people who are in Chicago, they know where that is, Rush Hospital to Loyola Hospital ICUs, trying to be an advocate for my mom and my baby. My mother has passed on, but my daughter is 13 and she's now doing better. But that is what
Yay.
yeah. That's what kind of jarred me or put me in the space of healthcare. And that's why I went back and got my master's in health administration. I'm also SAFE certified, Scrum certified, Lean Six Sigma certified. So I am really in the position. I'm also a professional health plan expert. And so I am really in the position to help people in a very unique way understand health insurance.
Kylie, you know what? Your life has always been about helping others.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what your life. And, listen, the Lord puts you in a place that not only you can help your daughter, but you can help others. Because when people start getting up in age, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I shared with you, I screwed up so bad with Medicare because I was uneducated. And this is what we're doing with this show because I lost a whole year because I was uneducated when it came to Medicare.
Yeah.
So, what we're doing with this show is we're going to educate you and tell you so you don't have to go through what I went through. But now I'm so happy that I have Medicare. And I don't care what you hear out there. Some people say they're not happy with it. And some people, Kylie, are unhappy with it who aren't even on it yet, which is really
Mhm.
crazy. But
Wild.
tell
It's
people,
wild.
yeah, tell people what Medicare is. And if you don't mind, tell them the difference between Medicare and Medicaid.
Absolutely. So, I'm flabbergasted to hear people say that, they're not happy with Medicare
Yeah.
because you actually pay into the system. If you have ever worked in your life for about 10 years, which is most of us, right?
Yes.
If you've worked in your lifetime, you have paid into the system called Medicare. You've paid into that system so that you can have health insurance. It is a federal government program. Medicare is a federal government program that if you have worked for 10 years, you've paid into that system and you're entitled to it. It pays about 80% of your hospital bills, right?
Yes.
Hospital Part A and Part B is two parts to it. And it pays 80% of that cost for you. So, it's a lot of information, and I can see why people can be confused or, kind of unwilling to open what feels like an encyclopedia, right? It feels like you're
Yes.
literally opening a huge book to try to understand it. But the truth is, that's why you have a licensed professional who not only writes a plan for you, right? But they also should be there to help explain all of the things. If you have an agent, you should not be worried about whether or not you understand your plan. Those things
Right.
should not exist in the same space. If you have an agent, it is incumbent upon your agent to explain your plan to you. You shouldn't have questions. There's no question that they can't answer because they are licensed by the state. Okay, so that's Medicare. Medicaid
And it
is
goes by zip code, right? I mean, you
it
could
does.
have a different plan because you're in a different zip code.
That's correct. That's correct. Zip codes matter, right? And so even if, some people get to a stage in life where they move, right? They sell their homes and they move because they want to retire somewhere else, or now they want to go to a an apartment for seniors, right? That happens when you do make that kind of move. You need to inform your agent because it is by zip code. And if you don't inform your agent, you can be denied coverage because you don't live in the right zip code, right? So make sure you inform them. And so Medicaid is a state-funded program for low-income citizens, right? That's the difference between the two. You for whatever reason, life happens, right? No judgment here. It's always a safe space. Life happens. And so if you're in a situation where you cannot, make bills, or you're struggling because you've gotten laid off, right? Or whatever the situation is, Medicaid is also a system that you have paid into in your state, which helps you through that hard time medically. That's the difference.
So the coverage on Medicaid versus Medicare, is it the same or is it less?
Is Medicaid the same or less?
As Medicaid.
So Medicaid is going to take care of 100% of your costs.
Wow. Okay.
Medicaid will take care of 100% of your cost in the state of Illinois. If you happen to be listening and you're in another state, all laws and all rules, are different state to state. But Medicaid will take care of 100% of a covered cost. So what do I mean by a covered cost, right? So let's say you go to the dentist and you need to have a root canal done, which I'm that girl. I have to get root canals all the time. Unfortunately, I hate that. But teeth are inherited. Like if you have a family that just has bad teeth, you just got bad teeth, right? But if you have to get a root canal in the state of Illinois, if you are exclusively on Medicaid, a root canal may not be covered. In most instances, it is not covered. The state of Illinois will say, just extract the tooth, take it out.
Oh my God.
We don't want to pay, right? We don't want to pay all this extra money for a root canal. Root canals are very expensive. And so the state says, we want to take care of the issue at the lowest amount possible. And so the lowest amount possible is a tooth extraction. So they'll take care of the cost as long as it is a covered cost. If you do something outside of those parameters, it is not covered. So always check with your physician. Ask the question. And remember this, folks, the physician works for you. I know we love physicians. I know we think that they are all knowing and omnipotent. Truthfully, they are not all knowing. They are specialized professionals, right? So they understand medicine and they understand the body. They don't understand all things, right? So we can limit them to their particular function, right? Which is to be a physician, to care for the body. At the end of the day, the physician works for you, right? Because the insurance company that you pay for is paying them, right? So they work for you. Ask them any question. They might send you to the front desk, right? The front desk can answer whether or not a service is covered.
Adam just wrote from Chicago. Thank God for a show like this. I have so many questions, but I want to start off with, I keep hearing there is A, B, C, and D. What do those mean?
Yeah. So A and B is covered through Medicare. So that's a Medicare question, I hope.
Yes.
But it sounds like it is. If A and B is covered through Medicare, hospitalization and your physician visits. Hospitalization and your physician visits. In other words, in office, right? So if you're going to see your physician for an annual wellness check, that is a physician visit, right? Because you're not being put in the hospital, right? You're not being admitted into the hospital. So that's the difference between A and B. D, well, let's just go to C because that's the next logical order. C is a Medicare Advantage plan. And those plans help to cover the 20% of costs that A and B through Medicare is not covered, right? Because again, Medicare only covers 80% of A and B. What did we say A and B was? A is hospitalization. B is your physician visit. 80%. Right. C is a Medicare Advantage plan, and C is contracted through the government. It is contracted through the federal government. So any carrier, we won't speak about other carriers, we'll talk about Humana today, but that our carrier, Humana, is contracted through the federal government to offer you or to support those additional costs. That's what C is.
That's
D,
supplement.
Nope, that's not a supplement. Okay. Supplements are different. Supplements are different. And that's okay. Listen, let me tell you something, Steve.
I just know it takes care of everything for me. I've got them all.
It does. It does. It takes care of everything. But what I want to say is that it is okay for folks to be confused about this. Like, it's not your job to know it. People like me go out and become professionals in this industry, right? It's sort of like, this is what I want people to think about. When you go and purchase a car, right? When you go and get a car, sure, you know some general things about the car. You know that you know what color you want. You know that you want a Toyota. You know that you want a Camry, right? But it is not your job to understand all of the intricacies of the engine of a Toyota Camry. It's not your job. You might have fun in doing that, right? That might be something you enjoy to do. Like my husband, he enjoys doing those kind of things and understanding those kind of things, but it's not your job to understand that. If you wanted to know more about the intricacies of a engine, who might you contact, Steve?
I'm going to contact the manufacturer.
You can contact the manufacturer. You can contact a mechanic, right? Yeah. Because those people have gone through the schooling, have gone through the certifications to understand the engine of a vehicle. So when it comes to Medicare, when it comes to understanding health insurance, what you know is very general. I think I like Humana. I think I want an HMO. I think I want a PPO. I know that I want drug coverage. That's your job, is to understand the very basic things about health coverage. When you want to understand all the underlyings, right? All the intricacies, then you call Kylie, okay? So the last part is part D. Part D, that is a drug plan. It's a drug plan. And let me tell you this, people, hear me clearly. You are required, okay, when you become of age, or if you are disabled, whichever one, when you become of age to retire, which is 65 years old, and you are eligible to get Medicare's Part A and B, D is also a requirement.
Okay.
I don't know that people have really shared that fairly. I don't even know if the commercials even cover that fairly, right? You are required to get A, B, and D. D is a drug plan. If during your initial enrollment period, did we talk about initial enrollment period last time, Steve? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did either.
Yeah, I don't think we did. Initial enrollment period is when you are turning the age of retirement. That is your initial enrollment period. And the initial enrollment period is 3 months prior to your 65th birthday, up to 3 months after your 65th birthday.
Very important.
You're required to do those unless for the drug plan, you are still working and you are a part of a group coverage, right? But when you turn that age, you're required to get those items or you will get penalties, which Steve knows about.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll get penalties if you don't sign up on time. So regardless if you like it or not, regardless if you're confused about it or not, the smart thing to do is to sign up. Because one day you may decide, okay, I think I do want to get Medicare. I think I do want a Medicare Advantage plan. And to avoid those fees, which are ongoing, to avoid those fees, sign up. Make it easy on yourself. If you want to
Now,
know,
there's an annual enrollment period that's coming up.
that's right.
Really
That's
important.
right. That's right. Annual enrollment period is coming up. So give me a call.
When's it
630
start? Next month?
next month.
Kylie?
630-779-1972. It's going along the ribbon at the bottom of your page. You'll see it right
Yes.
there. And then there's also a link where you can go online and you can take a look at health plans right there. You can even contact me. All right. So AEP begins on October 15th. AEP begins on October 15th and it runs through December 7th. What is AEP? Annual enrollment period. What does that mean to me as a Medicare recipient? That means that all the health plans in my state have made changes and updates to their plans, and it can affect you. So have your agent make an appointment. You can make an appointment with me, but make an appointment with your agent to cover all the 2026 plans. Okay?
There's a lot of choices too,
up.
Katie.
I'm
There's
sorry?
a lot of choices. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
about God, mine gave me even a food supplement. I think I have
Mhm.
like $35 a month. Just doesn't sound like much, but it adds up. And
It
you can also,
100% adds up.
yeah,
100%.
eyeglasses. God, I was shocked that it covered my eyeglasses, and those
Mhm,
get
mhm.
expensive.
That food coverage that you're talking about, additional food, it is from plan to plan and it is from state to state. Okay.
Yes.
So just because he's getting $35 doesn't mean you'll get $35.
Yeah,
You could
because you
get
know
less.
what,
Mhm.
Kylie, I hear these ads on TV that we're going to give you $2,500 food allowance. You're right. It's first of all, each state is different.
Yep. Each state is different, and you have to meet an eligibility requirement. Okay. There are certain things that make you eligible to receive these additional funds. So a lot of teasing happens on television, right? You think to yourself, oh my gosh, am I missing out on all of this money? That's the point of the commercial.
Yes,
Right? That's the point of the
right.
commercial, to make you think you're missing out on something, and so that you'll call in the number, right? A lot of times it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Contact your agent.
It is so important. I'm really telling you, you should call Kylie because I had a really bad agent who I call him an order taker. And when I found I'm in Florida, Kylie's in Illinois, but when I found an agent who really helped me, it made the biggest difference. Don't just go to any agent or just any advertisement. That's why we have Kylie on this show. Now, Kylie, for all the people who are listening on radio, on iHeart, on Spotify, on Apple, give them your phone number and your website again.
All right. So my telephone number, you can call me at 630-779-1972. Again, the number is 630-779-1972. And there is a link that is within the chat where you can get me directly. You'll be able to take a look at plans, and you'll be able to reach out to me directly. My email address is Malden, which is M like Mary, A like Apple, L like Larry, D like David, E like Edward, N like Nancy, Adams, ADAMS, @humana.com. It is my name without the hyphen, the first initial, both last names, at humana.com.
And Kylie's with us. This is really easy. She's with us the second Tuesday at 9:25 Central Time every month. So she'll be back again with us next month. Or if you missed part of the show, you can go to iHeart or Spreaker and listen to today's show. Kylie, you are amazing. You are a world of information. We're so blessed to have you. We will see you next month, right during enrollment period.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Kylie.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. That's Kylie Adams. Listen, folks, I'm telling you, I went through it. When it comes to Medicare, you've got to have a great agent. Kylie is one. Hey, that's going to do it for us today. We'll be back again with you next week with more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.